in our buildings. So we've taken our own stab at looking at biomimicry and developing our principles, and we've looked to the sponge. Some facts about a sponge. They are 600 million years old. The sponge is the oldest living multi-celled creature on the planet, and so in effect the sponge is all of our ancestors. So very sustainable in terms of their ability to survive. They do a lot of amazing things. They can pump 100,000 gallons of water a day. But we look at it as a sponge as a habitat. There is a sponge in the Gulf of Mexico that was found hosting more than 17,000 different animal species. So without going into great detail, a couple things that you'll find when you look at a sponge, and I'll point out one example. This right here is known as a spicula. A spicula is a pointy barb that sticks out from the sponge. That's perhaps its primary function is to protect the sponge from being eaten by large fish. However, if you were to bust open one of these spiculas, in the center you would find an organic filament that extends from the outside of the sponge to the inside. And these sponges sit in relatively shallow water, so when sunlight hits these barbs, it carries light through this filament from the outside to the inside. And that light allows life to happen inside the sponge. So if you think of a sponge as a building, this is a naturally lit space, again, well lit without using any electricity. Another example of biomimicry. So we've taken all these cues from nature and we've developed some principles, again, looking at designing buildings that don't reflect light but absorb light, that don't cut into the wind but capture wind, buildings that don't insulate from solar energy but pull that energy into the building and reuse it, that don't shed rainwater but capture the water, and don't produce wastewater but store, treat, and reuse.